So I'm very pleased to be here on My Magical Thing with Gabriela Herstik, author, columnist, witch, with a special interest in glamour, sexuality, and the occult. Gabriela, it's lovely to have you here.
Yay, thank you so much for having me, Julian. I really appreciate it.
So Gabriela, please, may we see your magical thing?
Yes, I brought a rose.
Ah, marvelous.
So,
Let's get a little closer, please, with that delicious
beautiful
rose.
red rose. I
Beautiful.
tried to match it today with my look of a little rose over here. So, yes, my magical thing is a rose.
Tell us about your magical thing, please.
Sure. So I was like trying to figure out how to best explain this because I mean roses are such an occult symbol, right? Like the first thing that I think of is, you know, the term sub rosa, keeping something beneath the veil for the initiated, and there's just so much lore and mythos with the rose, and I have like a very deep connection with them. So as far as my own practice goes, I'm a devotee of the goddess of love, who you can see Venus being one of these goddesses behind me. And to almost every single goddess of love, the rose is a sacred emblem, a sacred object, a sacred flower. Whenever I get my roses, especially if I'm working with like a dark goddess like Babylon, I'll usually have them keep the thorns on, but they took them off yesterday, which made me a little bit sad. But I love I love roses because they're beautiful, they're fragrant, they're just steeped in mythology. Red roses specifically are said to be red from the blood of Aphrodite after she was going to catch up with her then dying lover Adonis, or Adonis. I don't really know how to pronounce it. I grew up Jewish, so it just like I say Adonai in my head, which is not how you pronounce it in Greek. So sorry if I'm butchering that. But yeah, roses have so much beauty, and then also I love the thorns. I love that they're protective. You know, like as I get deeper in my ceremonial studies, the rose cross becomes a whole another kind of emblem and way to work with the rose. The secrets of the petals. You know, you can make sigils with the rose cross if you're working with the Hebrew alphabet. And just for me, they really represent my practice. This like intense commitment to unfurling and love and beauty for the sake of beauty. I mean, they're such gorgeous flowers, and here in Los Angeles, roses are everywhere. Like it's the best time of the year for roses. You just see them everywhere, and like I'll be walking down the street with them, and you know, like just buying a bouquet and just like looking at all the other roses. But they're very protective, right? I think that's why I love the thorns. They're both able to be these immense moments of inspiration while also kind of keeping things a little bit out of reach, which I appreciate, and kind of ties back to this idea of things being sub rosa. So I use roses in my own work as herbs. I use them as offerings to my goddesses. I will always have roses on my altars. Usually we'll buy 7 roses because that's the number of Netzach and Venus. I work with roses both as like, you know, like in my own kind of like beauty routine and skincare. I love the scent. So they're just like it was really like the first thing that came to mind when you asked me to be on this show. So I just had to trust that gut instinct.
That's fantastic. Gabriela, can you hold the rose up? Perhaps you could, perhaps it's possible for me to, I don't know if I can, all the way from LA. Look at that. What an intense and beautiful bloom.
Right, the sacred geometry of the rose, it's just like, it never gets old. I feel like I will always just be enamored with, just like with nature and flowers in general. But roses have a very special place. And my paternal grandmother's name was Rose. So there's just, it's something that's very special to me.
Gabriela, that is delicious and fantastic. Thank you very much for introducing us to that mystical rose and the magic of the roses and the rose garden. That's delightful. Thank you so much for your time, my friend. Really appreciate it. That's great. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much.